Tell me where you are.
In the restaurant.
And what's happening?
He's laughing.
The mad French chef?
Yeah, and all his little friends, too.
What are they saying?
These are not crepes. Crepes are thin and light and tender. These are lumpy like your fuzzy American head.
What went wrong?
I don't know. Wrong batter, wrong pan, wrong flip. Wrong cook.
I'm going to count to 3, and you're going to wake up rested and refreshed. 1, 2, 3.
So, did we make any progress today?
Is it possible this mad French chef you keep seeing is some sort of manifestation of a feeling of inadequacy?
Inadequacy? Gee, what would I have to feel inadequate about?
Tell me only the good things that come into your mind when you think about crepes.
Crepes? Well, crepes. Gee, what does all this have to do with crepes?
You tell me.
Well, you don't believe in him, do you? You don't believe he exists, even though I've seen him over and over. I've told you about all this.
He is an inward symbol of your fear of crepes. Conquer crepes, and you conquer him.
Perhaps you should get out your pad and write me a prescription.
Perhaps you need to get in touch with your French side. Dress French, walk French, talk French, cook French, drive a French car, get a beret, and then maybe, eventually, you'll be able to say it.
Say what?
Crepes are...
Oh, no. No. That I do not say.
Alton, you have to do the work.
Fine. Crepes are good eats.
Good. That's all the time we have today.
Okay, I'll take the beret for sure. I got to have that beret, and that pillow. That I'd rather be in Paris pillow. Oh yeah, that's nice. The Jerry Lewis box set, and is that a French for Stupid American Cooks? Definitely need one of those. Oh yeah, it'll be great. I'll take this bumper sticker and one of these flags. And hey, is that one of those grill medallions under there? Yeah, I want one of those for my bicycle. And a keychain. Hey, how much is the crepe pan in the window?
75 francs.
Looks like it's good and heavy. That means even heat distribution. The shoulders are steep so that the crepe stays perfectly round, and yet the sides are short and flared so you can turn it easily. But gosh, do I really need a pan just for crepes?
Perhaps Monsieur would prefer an electric pan. Very efficient. 125 francs.
125 francs. What else does it do?
Just crepes.
Just crepes?
Crepes.
Doesn't that seem kind of silly?
C'est la vie.
Suicidal Chef's Hotline, this is Shirley.
Shirley, it's Alton Brown calling.
Alton, what did they do? Cancel the program?
No, it's worse than that. It's my crepes. They're fat and lumpy.
Fat crepes sounds like leavening to me, Alton. Did you add any baking powder to them?
No, I would never do that.
Did you let the batter rest for a full hour?
Should I have?
Yeah, absolutely. You need time for the bubbles to escape, and you need to hydrate your starch so they'll be nice and tender, lumpy. How'd you mix these together?
Well, whisk, of course.
Go with the blender, Alton. It's much smoother and much faster. Try that and give me a call later, okay?
Okay, I will. Thanks, Shirley. Okay, ready to take another step at this little problem. I'm going to do it Shirley's way this time. We're going to make a basic crepe batter in the blender. 2 large eggs, 3/4 cups of milk, half a cup of water, a cup of all-purpose flour, and about 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Now, if you wanted some extra nuttiness, brown that butter first. Lid on. Blend for 7 to 10 seconds on high. Any longer, and the water and flour would get together and form gluten, which would toughen the crepes, and they'd hold bubbles, and they'd get fat and nasty, and I don't want to get into it. Now, you want to make a more savory crepe? Well, we're going to use the exact same ingredients. Eggs, milk, water, flour and butter. Plus, we're going to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. That's like 2 big pinches. And some fresh herbs, a 1/4 cup. Anything but rosemary will do here. Sticks in your teeth. Now, the short blend time will ensure that the herbs do not get obliterated. Fine. Looks good. Oh, you want a dessert crepe? No problem. Same ingredients. We've got the eggs and the water and the milk and the flour. Same amount of butter. And then we're going to go with a teaspoon of vanilla extract and about 2½ tablespoons of sugar. Same blend time. Now, move the batters straight to the refrigerator and let them rest for at least an hour. You could put them on hold for as long as 24 hours without any real loss of quality. Of course, the longer the batters sit, the more moisture is going to be sucked up by the flour. That means the batters are going to get thicker over time. So when you're ready to pan up, you may need to add a couple of tablespoons of water just to get the consistency right. But don't do that until you're ready to cook.
Have you tried other pans?
But Shirley, I've tried every pan in the joint.
Did you try a crepe pan?
I don't have a crepe pan. Do I need one?
Are you making crepes?
I'm trying to.
Bingo. Alton, honey, I gotta go. I got a chef on the other line. He's already taken off his clothes.
All right. Thanks. One day in 1938, a DuPont scientist named Dr. Roy Plunkett was playing around with a gas called tetrafluoroethylene. He was trying to make a coolant like Freon, but he made a mistake and he polymerized the gas into this kind of nasty, waxy solid, which was chemically inert and extremely slippery. He didn't know what to do with it, but he went ahead and named it polytetrafluoroethylene, or Teflon for short. Now, the military used it for a little while. They coated parts inside atom bombs. Then they put it on nose cones of missiles. But it took a Frenchman, a fisherman in fact, to start applying it to things culinary. He started by putting it on fishing tackle so that it wouldn't tangle up. And then his wife asked him to put it inside one of her pots. The rest is nonstick history. The pans made the couple of mint, and to this day, Teflon is considered the slipperiest substance on Earth. Teflon didn't catch on in the States right away, but once it did, business was slick.
What can I do for you, Mr. Pepe Le Pew?
Bonjour, Dublé. I would like a 10-inch nonstick pan for cooking crepes.
Well, there are a lot of Teflon pans on the market, but not all are good for cooking things like eggs or crepes. Take a look.
All right, I will.
Those nubs reduce the surface contact with the food. Less contact, less sticking.
Well, that's pretty darned ingenious, but you know what? I think for crepes, I need a nonstick surface that's as slick as Maurice Chevalier.
Then, try this, General de Gaulle.
Oh, wow, that's what I call slick. The moral of this story is, not everything that's slick is nonstick, and not everything that's nonstick is slick. An important differentiation when cooking eggs or crepes. Say, if Teflon's the slickest substance on Earth, how do they get it to stick to a pan?
First, they sandblast the surface of the pan to roughen it. Then they apply a primer with Teflon already embedded in it. Now, will you make like Teflon and slip out of my sight?
Au revoir, mademoiselle. My shiny new non-stick pan's getting nice and toasty over medium heat. Now, even though this is a non-stick pan and doesn't technically need any lubrication, we're going to add some anyway, because we'd like to also make our crepe slick. And the butter will also bring a nice, nutty flavor to the party. We don't want a lot, just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. Now, as far as adding batter, I like to use just this little 1/4 cup measure to keep me kind of honest. For a pan this size, I'm probably not going to use more than about 1 ounce of batter. So, heat looks about right. My butter is bubbling but not burning. So, in goes the batter. And I like to keep the batter moving for quite a while after it's in the pan. That's going to help it kind of set up nicely. Now, if the heat is a little too high, the batter is going to start to scramble on the bottom, and you're going to get little holes, and, well, I can see it's already happening. Oh, well. Listen, the truth is 9 times out of 10, the very first crepe's not going to work out anyway. The heat's going to be a little off, or the batter's going to be off. Just go ahead and cook the gosh darn thing and serve it to the dog. Heck, that's what he's there for, right? Now that we've gotten that taken care of, our pan is perfectly lubed, and we can cool off the pan a little and try again. Just keep the pan moving, barely. You'll see it start to thicken, and when it does, you can slowly let the pan come back down. Now, if you've lubed correctly, you're not going to have any sticking, even along the very, very thin edge. And that's great, because you'll know when to flip the crepe just by watching for those corners to kind of turn back on themselves a little. Now, when it comes time to flip, a lot of folks like to use this kind of long wooden spatula and scoop it and flip it, but I was raised in pancake land, so that's a flip for me. Let this sit for about another 10 seconds just to set the other side. You can stockpile your crepes and keep them warm for about half an hour in an oven set to its very lowest setting. But once you've accumulated this many, you might want to consider a long-term storage scenario. Your refrigerator can provide sanctuary for up to a week. Just make sure that you put a layer of wax paper in between each crepe and seal it up in a resealable bag. I like to label mine by type. Now, if you need even a longer-term solution, well, look down. Your freezer will buy you an entire month. Now, you know, I've been making crepes all day long, and I haven't had a single mad French chef moment. I think I'm going to call that doctor and cancel next week's appointment. That's right, Doc. I am cured. Oh, hold on. Got another call. Hello?
Cured? Like a great big ham, maybe? I'm not done with you yet.
Hold, please. Doc, it's him. He's on the other line.
Who is on the line, Alton?
Him, the French chef. He's there.
Alton, tell me about your crepes.
Well, I made a bunch of batches. I made plain and savory and sweet. They're all over the place. They're beautiful.
How did you feel them? Tell the doctor about that.
Well, I didn't fill them with anything.
Sounds like we have some more work to do.
I guess so.
Fill your crepes and call me in the morning.
Well, what am I supposed to do about him? He's on the other line right now.
Alton, there is no one on the other line. Goodbye.
You are such a sucker.
Au revoir. Doc wants me to go French? Fine. There's nothing Frenchier on earth than a duck cell, or as the French say, a dugel. It's really just a paste of mushrooms and onions cooked together. But over there, they use it for everything. You can use it as a soup base, a sauce base. You can stuff it into crepes. Heck, I'm pretty sure there are buildings over there built on a foundation of dry duck cell. Anyway, you're going to need a medium onion, diced, and a pound of mushrooms. Now, I like to mix it up and use half brown mushrooms and half shiitake mushrooms. Slice them all, and yes, I do like an egg slicer for that, and then finally dice half of that. Perfect. Sweat the onion over medium-low heat with 2 tablespoons of butter, just until it turns pale. Then add the mushrooms and season with a teaspoon of kosher salt. And just allow this mixture to cook, stirring every few minutes until it reduces to about 1/3 its original size. Remember, mushrooms are mostly water. Pour in 4 ounces of whole milk, and then let that reduce down until it becomes kind of like a loose paste. Then add half a cup of shredded provolone cheese, and stir until it kind of comes together into a pot pie type consistency. And yes, that's a technical term. Give it a taste and add more salt and plenty of pepper if you'd like. Now, place 2 crepes on a buttered sheet pan, and make sure you use 2 on the bottom, just kind of as an insurance policy. That way, if one sticks, you'll still be able to get your cake off the pan. Ladle on a thin layer of the duck cell and then sprinkle with chopped chives. And top that with another crepe and just repeat until you've got a nice little stack. Go as high as you like, but I think we'll keep this one to about 8. Sprinkle Parmesan on the top layer and then pop it into a 250-degree oven, just long enough to warm it through. Cut into wedges and serve as an appetizer or alongside a salad as a main course. Of course, you're going to be wanting dessert too, right? How's this for French? The year, 1897, the place Paris. An actress named Suzanne Reichenberg, known as Suzette, is performing at the Comédie Française. A particular scene calls for her to prepare and serve crepes on stage. Now, stunt crepes were provided nightly by a local restaurateur named Monsieur Joseph. And this is our version of that dish. Combine 4 ounces of orange liqueur with a tablespoon each of white and brown sugar. Heat these over medium heat until the sugar melts and the liquid reduces au sec. Monte à beurre with a 1/4 pound of softened butter. And as soon as the sauce starts to tighten up, add the crepes one at a time. Coat and fold into quarters and then plate along with some ice cream and a little bit of sauce. And, excuse me. Hello?
You idiot! You did not flambe. You must flambe the crepe Suzette. Everyone knows that.
I know. Flambe. It is indeed part of the whole crepe Suzette mythology, but it doesn't light my fire because it doesn't do anything for the food. See, for the alcohol to burn, it has to be in vapor form. So if it's burning, it's not in the food anymore. It's theater. Created for theater. All right, now that we got that out of the way, I gotta go figure out what to do with the rest of these crepes. Pardon. Lorraine action, some eggs, lots of eggs. And we'll add a little milk to that and mixing some salt, ground black pepper. And just fold. Time to fill. Sauteed action, sauteed onion action, some crumbled up bacon, and of course some cheddar cheese, sharp with the butter, and then just a ladle in the filling. Probably got enough here for 2 batches, but that's okay. Full up to the top and in the oven. Nice. Now let's see if we can ratchet one of these lovelies out of here. Ouch. Hot. There we go. Perfect. So, how is it?
It's delicious. And you say the flambe does absolutely nothing for the flavor?
Nope, it's all for show.
Fascinating. Obviously, you've gotten in touch with your French side. What else have you learned?
Well, I know one thing. When you're making crepes, you've got to make the batter really, really loose, right? You've got to let it rest so there won't be too many bubbles in it, okay? You've got to toast butter in the pan right before you add the batter. And get this, you don't have to use one of those fancy French crepe pans, okay? All you need is a good Teflon pan. Oh, and get this, you make 1 blender full of batter, you split it in half. 1 half you add herbs and salt to for savory crepes. And the other half you add sugar and flavorings like, I don't know, maybe
Orange juice.
Yeah, you're on it, orange juice. And you get like 2 courses out of 1 blender. It's amazing.
Go on.
Well, I will. You can stack them, you can roll them, you can fold them, you can twist them up, you can make a little cake out of them. And get this, the leftovers you just wrap, refrigerate for up to a week, or you can freeze them for up to a month.
And since you've made these discoveries, have you seen...
Him? Doc, you are looking at a Frenchman-free zone. What's that?
I want you to tell the mad French chef you don't need him anymore.
You want me to talk to an oven mitt?
It's an important step in your recovery.
All right, you've been right about things so far, I guess. Just... I don't need you anymore.
I'll say, what you need is a quick kick to the hiney.
Maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all.
Hey, who asked you, sweet niece? Why don't you go get me an espresso, huh?
Hey, don't talk to her that way.
Hey, what's this? Looks like you've been making the pancakes again, huh?
Those are not pancakes, Buster. Those are crepes, and they are light, and they are thin, and they are tender, and they're good.
Yeah, good and lumpy, I'd say.
Why, I oughta...
Hey, come here. You think you can get away with that? Take this. Oh, right, the kidney.
I may get a book deal out of this guy yet.
See you next time, Uncle Deeds. Hey, give me some sugar, huh?